So, we're going to talk about diet. Diet, you definitely want your chemistry coming into your body to be alkaline. You want it to be cooling. You don't want acid, ash residue left after metabolizing. It's very hot, it burns, causes ulcerations, and over time, if you don't address the problem, it can lead to chronic disease, breakdown of the myelin sheaths, which is the outer membranes of the nerves, which is why we see so many neurodegenerative diseases going on in our day. So, diet is number one. Make sure you're eating tons of fruits if you can't. If you find it difficult, especially starting out, to be 100% fruit, using herbs as cell strengtheners and proliferators, really getting in there to strengthen the glands or whatever kind of herb. There's an herb for every body part, for every organ. But it does take some time to get there, right? So I advise my clients to start with an 80-20 diet where you're taking in 80% raw foods, just fruit, maybe a salad, especially if your detox is going too fast and you're just uncomfortable. Definitely giant popcorn bowl sized salads for lunch would be the best. You don't want to do a large meal at night when you're right before bedtime. And then if you do need it, steamed veggies is another great way to slow down the detoxification process. So with that said, high fruits, try and maintain a balance of 80%, 20, however you want to measure that. It's just a good number to keep in your head, right? You want to keep it balanced with most of your nutrition coming from an alkaline, hydrating fruit that's alive, electromagnetically alive. Let's talk about, we're talking about the lymphatic system, keeping the lymphatic system flowing. The kidneys are a huge part of eliminating cellular waste, right? So the food waste goes through the digestive system, the colon, the rectum, comes out as feces, right? So the nutrients that our cells do use, it doesn't go back into the digestive canal. It doesn't. It is absorbed, it goes into the lymphatic system. And the lymphatic system empties through the kidneys. And so if your kidneys are backed up, guess what that means? That means that the lymphatic garbage, all the waste that it's carrying, is not coming out. And so your kidneys get backed up, they become acidic, and then the adrenal glands, which sit right on top of each kidney, become hot too with acids, and then they start to degenerate, becoming hypo or hyperactive. And that's where we are today. A lot of people, most people, nearly everyone I should say, has some sort of adrenal weakness, where we're seeing a lot of cases with just imbalance of neurotransmitters. Your corticosteroids are produced there, hormones. So a lot of people are very anxious and just all these things that are tied to the adrenal glands. And so the kidneys are very important. We really want to work on opening them up, and that should be a goal of yours if you really are interested in maintaining all three energy flows in the body completely healthy. And you're thinking about becoming your best self and feeling your best self. The main focus should be to get those kidneys to open so that years and years of cellular metabolic waste is finally being eliminated. And when you do start a detox and those kidneys break open, you will definitely see a dark urine with mucus and just this white flaky stuff all pouring out. And that's a time to celebrate, because that means that you've done it. You've opened your kidneys, and now your lymphatic system can start to flow and move as it should. So The main thing, again, I'm going to quote Dr. Morse a lot here because he is just the best. But anyways, two sides of chemistry, there's acids and bases. You want to make sure that you're putting alkaline into your body, right? We are an organic being. We're made up of elements, and so it only makes sense that if you're putting in chemistry that's highly acidic, it's going to break down the tissue, no matter which way you look at it. Cell on your nail is the same as a hair cell, right? They're cells. They all are composed of a nucleus, protons, electrons, cytoplasm, mitochondria, all these organelles that make up a cell. They're cells. So you want to make sure that the cells are bathed in nutrients so the blood is healthy. It's able to carry nutrition to the cells. So you want to make sure that the food you're eating is not dead food. It's not rotting flesh with no enzymes, with no nutrients. You want to make sure it's adding to the life force instead of pulling from the life force. So you want the blood to be nourishing to your cells. At the same time, the lymph that surrounds the cells, you want it to be freely moving so that when those cells are done doing what they're doing, in their specialized regions, they're able to push the toxins out, push the waste out. Because when that lymph is really slow and sluggish surrounding that cell, the cell doesn't have that life force to push any waste out, and so it gets trapped in there, and that's when the cell becomes, what's that word? When it becomes atypical, right? Like cancerous. So so diet is number one. Fruits and focusing on the kidneys would also be fruits, and I know it sounds kind of lame and boring, but it doesn't have to be. It could really be exciting. If you have a sweet tooth like me, get in the habit of waking up and making a giant acai bowl. Acai comes from the palm berry, which is, I can't think of anything that's higher in antioxidants. It has 3 times as many antioxidants than blueberries. It has tons of fiber, which is why I'm saying make that your morning meal. And when I say morning, I don't mean the first thing when you wake up. When you first wake up, your body is still detoxing. You're still fasting. You want to honor your body and your energy by allowing that process to carry through, and maybe not eat, maybe drink water with lemon. Herbal teas are always good. But I would say after 10 o'clock, between 10 and 11, have a giant acai bowl, right? It's going to keep you full. It's going to be super good for you, alkaline, energizing, all the flavonoids. And then you can put superfoods in it. I sprinkle hemp seeds and bee pollen, local bee pollen, so that helps with allergies. And then I put tons of fresh berries, bananas. I drizzle honey on my acai bowl. But it's all very good living food that's very high on the angstrom chart, which measures the electricity in a food. So you can make it fun, you can make it different, you can add cacao, you can add spirulina, get creative with it. You can soak chia seeds in your own nut milk. I don't like to buy store-bought nut milk because, of course, it has preservatives and emulsifiers, which, after metabolizing, they're no longer alkaline in your body. And it's super easy to soak a cup of almonds, or I like to do cashews, and just blend it up. You just blend it up, so you're making yourself fresh milk. But anyways, I know that comes with time, and I'm not going to overwhelm you guys. I will have recipes coming soon for all of these things that I'm mentioning. But anyways, if you do make your own nut milk, you can soak some chia seeds in there overnight. When you wake up in the morning, add some vanilla extract, pure vanilla, because you don't want the imitation. The imitation comes from, apparently, beavers' anus glands or something really weird like that, and I'm sure that that's not alkaline in your body. So vanilla, and I use maple syrup as sweetener, and I sprinkle some cinnamon, and then I put tons of berries, like blackberries, I like raspberries, and strawberries. So that's another breakfast idea to switch it up. Fruit is always a great idea. Just start your day off with an orange or pineapple. Pineapple is my favorites. I actually do start most of my mornings with freshly cold pressed pineapple, and it sets me up for the whole day. It's refreshing. I might add some diatomaceous earth in there, but yeah. Then when lunchtime rolls around, right, we're snacking on fruits the whole day because you never want to make yourself hungry, because then it's so easy to just sabotage yourself. It's so easy to go grab some food, dollar, fast food, whatever. So you don't want that to happen. So always carry fruit on you. Oranges, apples, bananas are good because they're easy to transport. Maybe bananas not so much. But when lunchtime rolls around, if you are just starting and maybe all fruit is, too, I don't want to say hard because, that's kind of a negative connotation, but if the fruit is just too much for you to handle right now, eat a giant salad, right? You can do a bunch of mixed greens, romaine, chop it up. I like to add cabbage. Cilantro is awesome. Parsley is awesome. Parsley is a wonderful deodorizer for your body. Once again, I add hemp seeds. And then I make my own dressing. The dressing, figure out what you like. You can just do a squeeze of lemon, but I'm not going to tell you guys how to make a salad. Everyone knows how to make a salad. If you don't, then you can message me and I can help you with that. But main thing is, a big size for lunch, so you get the fiber. The cellulose will digest more slowly, so it'll make you feel fuller. So that's okay. Otherwise, if you're trying to stick to 100% fruit like I do, you can do a smoothie, which I love to just be super creative with my smoothies. I usually put cacao in my smoothies, which is sort of a stimulant, but it also helps to depress the blood pressure and calm you down. So pick and choose what you want to do, right? But I make smoothies and I add flaxseed oil. It's an opportunity to add a superfood in there. You can get Superfood Blends by Dr. Morse. He has Muscles by Nature, which is really awesome. It has a lot of alfalfa powder in it, and the alfalfa is going to beef you up. And if you're losing too much weight, you definitely want to supplement with alfalfa. So smoothies are a good idea for lunch, and then you're snacking on fruit the whole day, snacking on fruit so that you're not getting hungry. And then when dinner time comes around, which I'm going to be strict about this one, 6 o'clock, right? Because if you look at our natural biological clocks, when you look back to humans before technology and before electricity, we went to bed when the sun went down. We started winding down, and we want to sort of follow that. We want to get back to basics and back to nature to really find our true selves and connect with source and feel that light in us. So after 6 p.m., around 6 p.m., you probably want to start thinking about what your last meal is going to be. I usually either do another juice, grape juice is awesome, or a smoothie. Sometimes I do a salad, but it's all up to you, right? Fruit is the best thing to keep the lymphatic system flowing and really to regulate all of your organs. It's God's food. It's direct energy from the sun, right? Where the plants are photosynthesizing their own food, which goes into bearing the fruit from the sunshine. So you think about that, and that's freaking amazing. The rain comes down, gets soaked into the ground. The trees or plants are soaking that water up, so the water is perfectly distilled, and then it's restructured as it travels up through the stems. And then that's the water that makes the fruits juicy and plump. So it's actually not H2O that's contained in fruit, it's H3O.